welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have the Chief of Patterson Police. We have Chief Garrett Grogan. I think a couple of days ago we had your cousin, Mayor
Yes.
Grogan. So it's a city full of Grogans. But
Yes.
how you feel
Actually,
about?
it is.
I know it's a
Actually,
city
it
full
really
of
is.
Grogans. Yes, but I'm so happy to have you here with us.
I'm pleased to be back.
Yes. So of course, every time you're here, or any of our officers or chief of police are here, we don't have to talk about anything bad. And I will say, I think I remarked to you, I said, I want you to come in because we haven't heard anything going on in Patterson. Patterson's been pretty quiet. It is November 2023, and for a long span, I have not heard anything going on in Patterson. Do you think that is because it's with you at the helm? I'm gonna give you multiple choice. Do you think it is because maybe the kids are in school, or is it because of your officers?
Okay. First one you say because of me. Second you say because the kids are in school, and third is because of my officers. Okay. Yes, number one, because of me, not patting myself or anything like that, because I've lived in Patterson all my life. I've got to know the kids from the juvenile aspect of it and as a patrol officer, and I've never changed with anyone. And also I'm a coach at the high school, so I've walked them from Hattie Watts to the junior high to the high school. The kids respect me, and if they know they're gonna do something, the next one gonna tell them, man, don't do that. Coach G gonna be the first one to come there and see you. The other aspect, they're in school, but we have a SRO in our schools. That SRO goes from Hattie Watts to the junior high. Also, if the sheriff's office need help at the high school, he goes there too. That's because he knows all the people that's involved, because he's right there in Patterson. Our kids is at the high school, but the school itself is outside the city.
Yeah.
So that realized that's a lot of what's going on also because of the SRO there. And now that my officers basically, they're getting to know each individual. I'm not gonna say everybody in Patterson, but they're getting to know most of the kids that's in Patterson. And they're making themselves open and freely to them, to where that person can't stop the officer and say, look, I need help with something. So we're basically trying to become that friend to them, but we're not there all the time just to arrest them. We need to be there for them if they need some type of help or anything like that.
Well, it sounds like you have community policing down pat. So,
Yes.
and is that something that's required of your officers?
It starts out, I want the officers to learn the city. After you learn the city, I need you to learn the people. After you learn the people, I need you to become familiar with the people. What I mean by let them know who you are also.
Okay, great. Well, I talk about this with all of our officers that come here, community policing, and you hear that a lot with the community. I want to see you. I want to know you. I want to know that you're there, not just to arrest me or harass me. That is the stigma, right? I mean, sorry, it's there. That's the stereotype. How do you break that? And I think a lot of that is community policing. Yeah, go ahead.
Because of what's going on in the world today, you need that community policing. Because without the community policing, you have no trust between the individual and the police department. Yeah. And once you get that trust with them, you could do just about anything. It solves a whole bunch of cases and everything like that because they feel free to give you a call.
And that's what I want to talk to you about, because community policing and community, it works both ways. So while you're out in the community, you're also relying on them to give you information. So of course, we talked about this tip line that you talked about.
Yes.
If there's a case or something going on, and I think one of the last cases you had, you received some tips, you got some help. But let me tell you, again, it's a stereotype. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. I mean, who am I talking to? Where is this information going to? How does this anonymity work with the tip line?
It works like this. It's almost like tricking the mind. Because once that individual get away from their peers, the people that they hang with, you can communicate with them, and they'll feel openly to talk to you with blinders on. Because I don't see you, I'm telling you. I'm giving you this information, I don't see who I'm talking to.
How do I do that?
And the thing with that, with me, I have a thing where they can email me. I'm the only person that can open up that email and see that communication with those people.
Okay, so only one set of eyes is on that email.
Yes, because you give them that comfort. If you tell them you're the only person that see it and everybody else is seeing this email, we don't know who gave that information. Police officers talk. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not
Okay,
gonna tell
let's
you
talk
every.
about the pillow
I'm
talk.
gonna tell you they talk.
Yes.
And they go there and they may say something that could have been that person that gave you that information. And that person, I thought you was the only person that looked. So I am the only person that actually could look at that mail or that particular information that comes through, and no one else.
All right. That sounds like something that needs to be implemented, maybe parish-wide. We'll see. We'll talk
But
about how those things.
actually, like I say, once the word get out, it has to be there, because other departments have tip lines, but they assign someone else to the tip line.
Yeah.
And it'd be that supervisor plus someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that said, come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. We're learning the inner workings, how it is behind the scenes at the police department in Patterson. Come on back. That is. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Chief Garrett Grogan with Patterson Police Department. We're talking about this anonymous tip line. I think it has worked very well for the city of Patterson, where folks know this information that I'm giving you is going only to one set of eyes. The municipalities get together, all the police departments and the sheriff department get together at least one time a month, once a month. Is that something you think that maybe is worth sharing? And what do y'all talk about when y'all get together?
Well, it's definitely worth sharing because it had helped us with the crime in our communities, in our cities that we're working in. The sheriff's, like each municipality, the sheriff's office, Patterson, Morgan City, Bury, Franklin, Baldwin, and Chittimacha, St. Mary Parish. We all get together once a month and we discuss things that's going on in the city. And some of those things may be a reoccurring thing that's happening in their cities too, and we just connect the dots with it, and we come up, and it helps us come up with and narrow down the suspects.
Yeah.
And we've solved a lot of cases that way. And we've arrested some people, big time, some shooters and stuff like that. It helps with the communication. And since we've been meeting, I say this year, since we've been meeting, it's been great.
Yeah.
Been really great.
Also, what about sharing of tactics? Do you share any type of tactics with each other?
The tactics
like
we share, we do a lot of the sheriff's office get together with us when they're having school events, and we all get together and train with them when the sheriff's office is going, because if they ever call us on a particular school, we have to know the tactics that they're using, so we'll just be one when we get together on it.
Okay, so there's like active shooter trainings and things
active
of that
shooter
nature?
training. We've had one. And I've talked to Driscoll in our meeting. He said they're going to be having another one coming up, so we'll get together with them again.
Okay. Well, we've been talking, great about Patterson because, again, crime is down. You haven't really seen a surgence in crime. But what is one of the issues that maybe you're trying to get a handle on that is an issue?
The biggest thing throughout it all is drugs, fentanyl. That is the thing. It got to the point where now, where you used to have a gun, a flashlight, and that was a part of your uniform. Now what is it called?
The Narcan.
The Narcan is a part of their uniform now, because 9 out of 10, some of the calls we've gotten is a drug overdose. And we've had several officers have to use several vials and a couple vials to get them back.
Right.
Yes, and because we are the first ones there. And by the time Acadian get there, we're working on them for them to take over when they get there.
Yeah.
And like I say, with that being said, no disrespect to any family members or anything like that, but they're always trying to get back to that high that they got the first time. And if the good Lord if it ain't the good Lord that pull that number at that particular time, ain't nothing we could do with them.
Yeah.
We use all the Narcan we can't get them back.
So it makes you think, you hear so many cases where fentanyl is being laced or it's added rather into, let's say, marijuana. Again, trying to get back to that same high. So, I can't just, smoke weed. I got to add something to it. So do you think, so you're saying it's not necessarily by accident. These are not necessarily accidental
they know what they're buying.
overdoses.
They know what they're buying.
Okay, wow.
They know exactly what they're out there buying. Because that's a person that they've bought from before.
So with that said, do you think we need more education?
I think so, but the education part is just like doing drugs. If you don't want it, you're not going to receive it. You're not going to take it. I could stand here and tell a person that did it tell them different colors in the face.
Gotcha.
They're gonna walk away and go get it anyway because they want to go do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah. It's pretty disturbing to know that fentanyl is so readily available on the street like that.
And like I said, we as police officers, we can't get it all off the street. We just try to slow it down. Slow it down to a point where we're not losing so many people.
Yeah, yeah. So while crime is down, we're seeing that drugs are kind of, still at an all-time
It's always in the
high.
forefront because it's even when you do drugs, it's the gun shooting and all that. All that plays a part of it all.
Yeah.
So we, like I said, we just try to get there and try to minimize it and slow it down because I don't think, I've been in police work over 30 years, and I don't think we ever got it all off the street.
Right,
We slow it down. We slow it down.
Right.
From city to city, we slow it down.
Awesome. Well, we've got 2 down and we've got 2 more to go, so come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast with Chief Garrett Grogan. Welcome back to The Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danique. Along with me, we have Chief Garrett Grogan with Patterson Police Department, and we're going to go into talking about training, right? So training, we hear about all the time. Yes, we're actively training, but one of the things I think that is very important is mental health training, mental health evaluations. Do your officers undergo any of that?
Not at this point in time, but it has classes on our, that we have to be certified in order to continue with our training. We go into the la.gov and it has training dealing with mental health, and they take those tests, but as far as being into an actual classroom, we haven't did that yet.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that will be in
And
the
that
future?
is something that's going to be implemented as far as the officer take 1 8-hour class of mental health training, because we definitely go through a lot.
Yeah.
And you say 12 hours, 12 hours, and you go through a lot. We see a lot.
Yeah.
The officers see a lot with family members home and at work. So that will be something that we're going to implement as far as officers having some kind of mental health training.
So let me ask you, I've asked this too, and I can say his name, Sheriff-elect Driscoll at this point, about young and veteran police officers and the disconnect where you got the young, they're gung-ho, I'm ready, I got the adrenaline pumping, hoo, hoo, hoo. And then you have your more seasoned and they're like, hey, just calm down. Do you have a good mixture of both, or are you seeing more young?
We have a mixture of both, because these days it's hard to hire a seasoned veteran because of the pay. Now our pay has increased. Okay, it has increased, but these days your pay is increasing, but your grocery list increasing too.
Come on.
Your light bill, your water bill, all that stuff. So now I'm not only searching for a good place to be that you may not get, so I may have to resort to just taking the job. And like I say, the gun-ho aspect of it is a young person fresh out of high school or college, okay? He didn't finish the academy. But now I gotta go out there and I need people to see me and not hear me. You get what I'm saying? They're out there talking the game, and just do your job. If you was to go there and just do your job, your work will be recognized.
You won't have to use much
You don't have to use much
force
force or nothing like that. But that's young. And as a seasoned officer, I can definitely tell you, I did the same thing too. Because we wanted people to know that I'm a police officer, but this day and time, you have to be careful how you get out there and strong arm someone, because everybody's watching.
Oh, thank you. That is somebody, and everybody's watching. Yes, you got to remember that. I think that's great. Hey, you need to put that in training.
Definitely.
that alone, yes. But speaking of which, are you hiring?
Yes. Right now, we're looking for a patrolman, full-time patrolman that's already post-certified. We're losing one of our guys on the 28th. So we will be putting on the website that we're looking for a full-time officer.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what is the website?
The website is pattersonpd.org.
Okay, and that's also where you can find that email where we can submit anonymous tips to you?
All that is there.
Okay, awesome. So of course we've talked about out the external part, but what about internally? I know that you house inmates, and we never talk about female inmates. Do you also house female inmates
Yes.
where you are?
We house female they're like with misdemeanors, and also we hold females for the sheriff's office for Centerville, because they don't hold any females. We hold their females for them until they can get a placement for them to go.
Okay. What about from other municipalities?
Yes.
You do?
If it's a parish charge,
Okay.
we'll hold their females for them.
Okay. All right. So only if it's a parish charge,
Yes.
which means I guess if it
Because
and
most
I'm learning
municipalities
that.
house their own, but if it's a parish charge, then we'll hold them for them.
Okay, which means I guess if Morgan City has one, then they probably, this is just me off the top of my head, probably shipping to someone else. So that means don't commit the crime, because otherwise you're going to be shipped out of the area.
Absolutely.
It's going to be harder for your family to come visit you.
Yes.
So, all right, we're going to take a look. The break, we're going quickly. So we have one more segment to go. So come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. My guest is Patterson Chief Garrett Grogan. So let's keep on going. Seems like things are going pretty good in Patterson, and I attest to it. I was there actually just this past Sunday. Lots of families in attendance for the Christmas lighting at Moray Park. I'm talking about droves of individuals there. It was a very peaceful event. Then, of course, you had National Night Out. But National Night Out, you guys are doing things a little bit differently.
Yes.
So tell me the difference.
We got in a meeting, and they say, Chief, why don't we try to make it a little bit more exciting, bring more people, do more things? And I said, well, we could do that. I don't have a problem with it, but what are we going to do? They say other departments, they do this, or this. So I said, well, I tell you what, we're gonna start off small, and we'll grow every year from this point, see how it goes. So we decided to get out, check with the community, and people gave donations for us to get bicycles, gift cards, and they donated the food, everything there that we had was actually donated.
Okay.
The only thing we probably had to take care of was maybe the snowball stand, because of the flavors and stuff like that.
Okay.
It costs
Right.
a good bit, but everything else was actually donated.
Yeah.
And we had a nice time. And then what made it even better, all the different agencies showed up. Man, we had Morgan City, we had Berwick, we had
So it's not just, at
Baldwin.
this point, it's not just a Patterson event.
No.
It's really a parish
It's actually
event.
a parish event.
Yes.
Because once we gave ours, then Morgan City gave theirs. We were present at theirs. Berwick had theirs. We were there. Sheriff's office. Baldwin. Did Baldwin have one this year? Or they said there's a side? Nope, Baldwin had one, and Franklin.
Okay.
So we end up at
all of them.
all
Okay.
individuals, helping the agencies out, because it's a brotherhood. We're here, we stick together. Any crime that they have there, we have in the same crime, because we come and help you if you need.
Gotcha. So this is actually, you're in your second term.
Yes.
Fifth year?
Fifth year.
Fifth year. I know it's maybe too early to tell, but do you think after the second term, you want to do more?
I tend to. I tend to be here as long as I can.
Okay.
Because Patterson is my home. And whether or not I'm the chief of police, I will still be a part of Patterson, regardless of what it is.
Okay, I love it. How's the morale inside
It's getting there. It's getting there. We have stuff to work on, but I'm not going to tell you every day is Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'll be lying if I tell you that.
Right.
But it's getting there. We're working on the morale with the department. A lot of stuff that Chief LaSalle implemented, I'm picking some of those things up and adding up stuff to it, because I treat everybody like a human being. It's not about me being a big dog or you being under me. We all equal. We work together. A lot of the stuff I have to take the blame for, because I am the chief of police there.
Okay.
But other than that, we try to make things a whole lot equal, where it's open door policy.
One thing, I don't know if it was actually a true assistant. Do you have an assistant?
No.
Okay. So this is just the chief and
Yes.
and no other. I guess there's no hierarchy. So
No,
to speak.
it's no hierarchy, but
Okay.
I have a major,
Okay.
which is Clyde Phillips.
Okay.
Then after the major, I have a captain, which is Herbert Johnson. And then it goes down to my lieutenants and stuff like that. So if I ever leave department and they're there, the next person falls in line. That's how it goes.
Okay.
But for say to have an assistant chief, I don't have one.
I like the fact that you said all of this falls on me and you take the blame for it.
Yes.
Okay, right. So how's the relationship between, and we talked about family, how's the relationship between the mayor and the chief?
I say it's beautiful.
Okay.
You know, that's me. I'm saying it's beautiful. I have no gripes with the mayor. The mayor's doing wonderful things.
Okay.
Like I say, with the events that's coming up in Patterson and everything, the mayor is a part of that. Him and Holden and a couple other people that's in line with those particular events, they have things going on pretty good.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for meeting with me, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future.
Hey, y'all don't have to wait so long to call me back.
Okay, gotcha. All right, y'all heard it here. Thank y'all so much for sticking with us, and we'll see you guys next time. Make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to us on Facebook, KWBJ TV 22.